Jonathan Kuminga is already flipping the script for the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga is rewriting his story in Golden State. Once considered a raw prospect still searching for consistency, Kuminga has turned the page and begun a new chapter built on discipline, maturity, and undeniable growth. The Golden State Warriors forward has faced his share of adversity since entering the NBA, but the early signs of the 2025-26 season suggest that something has finally clicked. The Warriors' investment in patience and development is starting to pay off. Kuminga is no longer just an athletic spark off the bench. He's emerging as a vital piece in a Warriors rotation that desperately needs his size, versatility, and energy. The numbers only tell part of the story, but they reflect a transformation years in the making. Through his first 2 games of the new season, Kuminga has dished out 9 assists, pulled down 14 rebounds, and hit 5 three-pointers. He's no longer settling for isolation plays or tunnel vision drives. He's scanning the floor, reading defenses, and making quick, confident decisions that keep the Warriors' offense humming. This is the version of Jonathan Kuminga that the Warriors have been waiting for. A player who understands the flow of the game, who moves the ball, defends with purpose, and attacks with intent. A player who knows that winning basketball isn't about highlight plays, but about impact, efficiency, and trust. Head coach Steve Kerr has noticed. In a franchise where earning minutes is a privilege, Kuminga's workload says it all. He logged 33 minutes in the season opener, followed by 36 the next game. Those aren't developmental minutes. Those are winning minutes. Those are the minutes Kerr gives to players he trusts when the game hangs in the balance. For the Warriors, that trust has been years in the making. It's no secret that Kuminga's journey hasn't always been smooth. He arrived in the league as a high-upside prospect, full of talent but still learning how to fit into a championship-caliber system built around veterans like Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson. There were growing pains, stretches of inconsistency, questions about his role, and trade rumors that seemed to hover over every off-season. Yet through it all, Kuminga kept working. He took the criticism, the benchings, and the lessons, and turned them into fuel. Now, the results are showing. The Warriors staff and fanbase can see it in how he carries himself, the poise, the confidence, the calm in clutch moments. In back-to-back wins over the Los Angeles Lakers and Denver Nuggets, Kerr's message was clear. When the game was on the line, Kuminga stayed on the floor. He played the final 7 minutes and 50 seconds against Los Angeles, helping secure a 10-point win, and then stayed in for almost the entire closing stretch against Denver. He even played the entire overtime period in a 137-131 victory over the reigning Western Conference champions. That kind of trust isn't given, it's earned. Subtract Kuminga from the rotation, and Golden State immediately feels thinner. The absence of his athleticism, rebounding, and rim pressure would leave the Warriors reliant on smaller lineups and older legs. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green remain stars in their own right, but at 35+, they can't be expected to shoulder the same two-way load every night. Kuminga's presence bridges that gap. He provides the burst, the power, and the speed that balance out the veterans' experience and IQ. Behind them, the depth is unproven. Jackson Rowe, Gui Santos, and Alex Tuhey offer promise, but none have yet shown the readiness to handle consistent NBA rotation minutes. The Warriors can slide guards like Buddy Hield or Moses Moody up to the small forward position in certain matchups, but those are temporary solutions. Kuminga is the only forward on the roster who can defend multiple positions, stretch the floor, and attack the rim, all while maintaining the defensive intensity Kerr demands. That's why his early season evolution means so much. Kuminga isn't just filling minutes, he's shaping outcomes. His willingness to defend the opponent's best players has become a symbol of his growth. On opening night, he spent significant time guarding Luka Doncic, absorbing screens, switching onto bigger bodies, and making life difficult for one of the best offensive players in basketball. Against Denver, he took turns on Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and even Nikola Jokic, displaying the kind of defensive versatility that has long been missing from the Warriors' frontcourt. This isn't the same young player who used to rush possessions or get lost in rotations. The new Kuminga is patient, disciplined, and composed. When he gets the ball, he no longer holds it and waits for something to develop. His average time per touch has dropped from 3.24 seconds last season to just 2.6 seconds this year. That's a major change in rhythm, the kind of adjustment that transforms a talented athlete into a system player. And it's paying off. Through 2 games, Kuminga ranks third on the team in drives per game behind Jimmy Butler and Stephen Curry, averaging 6.5 drives per contest and converting an astounding 80% of them. His attacking with precision and finishing through contact, His playmaking has also taken a leap forward, averaging 6.5 potential assists compared to 4.5 the previous year. The numbers show more than improvement, they show intent. Jonathan Kuminga isn't playing for stats. He's playing to win. He's no longer chasing isolation highlights or trying to prove his worth through flashy moments. He's locked in on the bigger picture. The Warriors don't need him to be a star right now, they need him to be steady, reliable, and impactful. Every pass, every rebound, every defensive rotation matters. And Kuminga is starting to understand that winning basketball is built on those habits. This is what the Warriors envisioned when they drafted him 7th overall in 2021, a player who could one day carry the team's identity into the next era. 4 years, it seemed like that moment might never come. But now, as the 2025-26 season unfolds, Kuminga is giving everyone reason to believe. He's becoming the bridge between generations. The Warriors veterans, Curry, Green, and Butler, represent a championship past. Kuminga represents the future. If Golden State hopes to remain competitive while transitioning into a new era, this is exactly the kind of breakthrough they needed. His athleticism brings balance to the aging core. His growth brings hope to a franchise that refuses to rebuild. Every possession now tells the story of his evolution. The quick decisions, the confident drives, the communication on defense, the trust from his teammates. It's all part of a transformation that feels both sudden and inevitable. After years of waiting, the Warriors finally have a version of Kuminga who understands what it takes to win. His connection with Stephen Curry has quietly become one of the most intriguing storylines of the season. Curry's gravity creates opportunities, and Kuminga is learning how to exploit them, cutting at the right time, finding open lanes, and finishing strong. The chemistry is growing, and it's giving the Warriors a new dynamic offensively. When Curry draws defenders beyond the arc, Kuminga becomes the release valve, slashing to the basket for easy points. It's a modern twist on the Warriors' motion offense, and it's working beautifully. Draymond Green, long considered the defensive quarterback of the team, has also taken notice. He's praised Kuminga's improved awareness, communication, and discipline on that end of the floor. It's one thing to have the physical tools, it's another to learn positioning, anticipation, and timing. Kuminga is beginning to blend all three, which makes him a nightmare matchup for opposing wings. The results speak for themselves. Through 2 games, the Warriors have looked rejuvenated, faster, and more aggressive. They've rediscovered the intensity that defined their championship years, and much of that has come from Kuminga's presence. His energy is contagious. His effort on both ends of the floor sets the tone for everyone else. If this continues, the conversation around Golden State could change dramatically. What once looked like an aging roster might suddenly appear energized, thanks in large part to a young forward who's finally putting it all together. Jonathan Kuminga is flipping the script not just for himself, but for the entire organization. Every great team needs moments like this, when a young player steps forward and changes the trajectory of the season. Kuminga's early performances suggest that moment has arrived. The Warriors have always believed in him. Now, he's giving them every reason to keep believing. Jonathan Kuminga has gone from a question mark to an exclamation point. His transformation isn't just a storyline. It's a turning point. For the first time in years, Golden State's future looks as promising as its past. The journey continues, and the best part is still to come.